The city of Coventry proudly boasts an historic cathedral and a big-time football club. But now its boxing public has reason for local pride too. They'll be out in force tonight to support one of their own. It's Dean Pithie, Coventry's most successful fighter this decade. He swept all before him early in his pro career. But now another local fighter, Richard Evatt, has been edging him out of the picture. Evatt earned rave reviews for a world-class display against Junior Jones. And things haven't been quite going so well for Pithie.
And this time, he's got Pithie down and hurt. What a breakthrough for Gary Thornhill. Pithie's badly hurt. Calcinate, is he going to get up? No, he's not. He's knocked out.
Then it went from bad to worse against Andrew Matabola. Again, an 8th round stoppage as Pithie faded after a bright start. Well, now Pithie gets a chance to restore his reputation. He's back in action in the ring where his career reached a low mark earlier this year. Tonight is Pithie's chance for revenge against Andrew Matabola. They meet again for the WBC's International Super Featherweight title. We're at the Coventry Sports Centre. And there isn't a spare seat to be had anywhere in the arena. The local populace here in Coventry noisily right behind their man tonight. But as Barry and Jim can both testify, hometown support can be a dual-edged sword. And at times in your career, Barry, there are occasions when a fighter may be under extra duress when he fights at home. Could that be the case tonight for Pithie?
Well, it has been in the past, and the big problem for Dean is that he seems to crack under pressure. This is a very warm, atmospheric arena, and there is a suspect. Has he got a suspect chin? Has he got a problem with stamina? Those are the question marks. This is a real acid test for him tonight. He's got to beat this guy if he wants his career to go on.
Jim, your overall opinion about Pithie to date?
Yeah, bags of talent, but it's a serious problem because he's lost 2 fights that he seemed to already have proved he was the better man. I mean, he has a lot of talent, but talent gets you through the first 6 rounds of a fight. Then you need the grit, determination. Then you really have to want to be in there and you want to win. So he has to look inside himself tonight and find that.
The other problem, as Barry suggested, Jim, has been that Pithie has faded quite alarmingly mid-fight, the last 2 big fights. Right. It's extremely hot here.
Yeah, well, that is a big problem for him. I mean, he's well on top up to the 8th round and he collapses. He doesn't fade, he just totally suddenly collapses. That is the big problem. I don't know if it's temperament, if it's his confidence. I don't know quite what it is. Maybe we'll see tonight. Hopefully we won't see tonight. Hopefully he'll hold it together.
All right, well, we're going to find out a great deal more about Dean Pithie's chances of truly making his mark during the next couple of hours. That one, our top of the bill, a little later. But first up tonight, another big name making a comeback. Four years ago this week, Steve Robinson made his 7th defence of the WBO World Featherweight title against Pedro Faradas.
Steve Robinson is still the WBO Featherweight champion.
But then it all went wrong on a rainy night in Cardiff as Naseem Hamed seized Robinson's crown. Robinson went back home to Wales to consider his future. It looked all over, especially when he lost again, this time to Billy Hardy for the European title.
No, I have time off, I have time to think really, see what happens. Maybe I might go up a weight, I don't know. So.
But Robinson never stopped working, always in top condition. And ironically, against Andrew Matabola, he relaunched his career.
That was Robbo reborn.
Now he's the European champion, and he wants to prove as good second time around.
Well, my ultimate goal is the first Welshman to regain the world title. And I'm fighting well now, and I'm training well. I'm more hungry than ever. So I want to win that world title and finally get a rematch at Hamed.
Jim, this is one professional workman that I've always enjoyed watching, Steve Robinson. Time and again he has been written off, only to prove us wrong. What do you think now are his capabilities?
I think his boxing is well now as he's ever boxed in his career. He's the type of fighter who can go on as long as he has the appetite for the game. He doesn't trade on lightning reflexes. It's a good solid approach. He has the basics good body puncher, everything, strength, stamina, always got himself in good shape. Yet he can go on, as I say, as long as he has the appetite, and he certainly seems to have the appetite at the moment.
Robinson, age 30, and he's been surprising us again in this second coming in his career. Now Barry's up against a veteran from Bulgaria tonight with a lot of know-how, Martin Krastev. What can you tell us about him?
Well, Krastev has been a good fighter in the past. He's been European champion at super bantamweight. He's up to featherweight. He's on the downslide, let's be honest about it, but he's a tough and durable opponent. I think Robinson has relit the candle in his career. He's rekindled it, he wants it again, and I think he'll beat this guy. He'll grind him down in 3 or 4 rounds. Okay,
more from Barry as we go tonight. We'll let Jim get into position at ringside, where he'll join Adam Smith tonight for Coventry. And we'll hear from Adam and Jim after our Master of Ceremonies, John MacDonald.
My lords, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to Coventry Sports Centre. Ringside Boxing Promotions proudly present a night of championship boxing, sponsored here by Acclaim Entertainment. And a very warm welcome to our viewers joining us live here on Sky Sports Big Time Boxing. All the officials have been appointed by the World Boxing Council in association with the British Boxing Board of Control here present with us at ringside. This is our chief supporting contest, an international featherweight contest. Firstly, and introducing to you, fighting out of the red corner, he's wearing the red trunks and weighed in at 9 stone and 4 pounds. He brings a 31 fight record, 23 wins, 16 by way of knockout, 7 losses and 1 draw. He comes to the ring as the former European super bantamweight champion from Sofia in Bulgaria, Martin Krastev. And across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, he's wearing the solid black trunks and weighed in at 9 stone and half a pound. He brings a staggering 42 fight record, 29 wins, 15 by way of knockout, 11 defeats and 2 draws. He comes to the ring tonight as the current European featherweight champion and the former WBO featherweight champion of the world from Cardiff, where he is known as the Pride of the Valleys, Steve Robinson. Our time for the bell from Birmingham is Roy Bicknell, and our referee in charge of the action is star referee Paul Thomas of Derby. This is 10 3-minute rounds.
Steve? I've spoken to Martin in the dressing room. He knows about our rules. Okay, you know the rules. Just give me a good, clean contest. Best of luck to both of you. Okay.
The Cinderella man just refuses to be consigned to the fairy tale books. Steve Robinson has come through journeyman status to winning the WBO featherweight title at 48 hours notice, to defending it 7 times, to being embarrassingly beaten by Naseem Hamed, to coming back again and again, still creeping towards that world frame. And fresh off a European featherweight triumph to face a former European champion, a face we know well, Bulgarian Martin Krastev was the super bantamweight holder thanks to his powerful right hand, but has begun to look fragile, losing 3 of his last 4, Robinson losing only 3 of his last 22. Krastev in the red trunks on the left of your screen, Robinson in the all black. Already he works to the body. That's what broke up Andrew Matabola so effectively in a terrific win that Robinson had. Matabola, of course, defends his WBC international title against Dean Pithie later. Going for an early good left hand from Robinson, and Krastev is down. He looks very hungry, Steve Robinson, tonight. Still desperate for that rematch with Naseem Hamed.
And that certainly was a knockdown. A punch caused the knockdown, okay, but it wasn't really hurt. But I just wonder how much ambition he's going to summon tonight, Krastev. I mean, he's at the wrong end of his career, and Robinson, as you can see, is really fired up.
Well, the difference in strength may prove conclusive here, because Krastev scaled 9-4, well over the limit. He was eating a huge meal last night. How much ambition has he got? Robinson puts him down again. On paper, it looked a decent match. It's looking very, very one-sided. He makes it to his feet. But Steve Robinson is on the verge of a first-round triumph. Again to the body.
Krastev has to start throwing some punches back.
Even his face looks puffy, doesn't it, Krastev?
Yeah, and there's no sharpness about his movements. I just wonder if this is a payday he's come looking for. I mean, he's been a proud man in the past. Well, that was a kind of clumping shot, believe it or not, maybe a little bit more stunning than it looked.
But down for the third time. 20 seconds left in the first round. And Martin Krastev really looks to have come with no ambition here at all. Robinson ploughs away. You can't take it away from the Welsh fighter. But surely Krastev can't weather this storm. He's about to go again. Referee Paul Thomas has a close look. He's down for the fourth time in one round, and Paul Thomas waves it off. It is a first round victory for Steve Robinson, the European featherweight champion, who'll be knocking on the door for a world title shot at either Nassim Hamed, Cesar Soto, Manuel Medina or Freddie Norwood. As for Krastev, very, very disappointing.
Yeah, he didn't seem to bring anything with him tonight. He doesn't look in the best of shape. His attitude didn't seem right. It was a first-class performance from Robinson. He did what he had to do, set the pace and kept it going. I think he realised, he sensed pretty early Krastev maybe didn't fancy the job and just pounded him out to defeat. A couple of the knockdowns, Krastev seemed to decide to go down. He was never badly hurt at any time, but just didn't fancy the job. I mean, it was a kind of balance, a little left hook as he moved away. As much balance as anything else. It wasn't a devastating shot. You can see straight away he looks up, but there's no life about his eyes as he gets back up. I mean, usually fighters are embarrassed to be knocked down in the first round, so they get up, annoyed with themselves, look back to the opponent and they want to get on with the job. But you didn't see anything of that from Krastev all the way through. He just ground down there, just decided to go on the floor for the second knockdown just to get out of harm's way. But really, from this point on, I don't know if he fancied the job. That was a kind of clumping shot as Robinson passed by, but not a knockout shot. Krastev by this time just didn't fancy the job at all. And here, some of the body shots were half decent, but when you're totally defensive, you should be able to block these shots. Krastev wasn't even doing that properly.
The relentless pressure, as usual, from Steve Robinson. But to be perfectly honest, Martin Krastev should not have been in that ring tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the first round, star referee Paul Thomas has stopped the contest. Your winner and the pride of the valleys, Steve Robinson. Let's show your appreciation for a very game boxer indeed, Martin Krastev.
Now, I'm sure the top of the bill tonight, Dean Pithie, could only dream of emulating that sort of Robinson display. Pithie is getting ready for our top of the bill a little later on against Andrew Matabola from South Africa. Pithie on a revenge mission against Matabola tonight, but out to prove to the Coventry public and everybody watching with us on Sky Sports tonight that Pithie is not on the downslope already, even at the age of 25. That comes a little later on. Let's get a word with Steve Robinson. Surely it's fair to say Robinson is back. He's with Adam.
Steve Robinson, you're most certainly back, the Cinderella man. You just won't go away, will you?
Oh, that's it. You know, I felt good. I trained well. I just want to regain that world title, you know. When I regain that world title, my next step is Naz.
To be honest, though, it was a disappointing performance from your opponent, Martin Krastev, wasn't it?
Well, you know, I just didn't give him a chance, really. You know, I just pressured him from the start, you know, and I knew I was just too strong for him. I wasn't in the mood to go distance, you know, so I just opened up. But, gotta admit, he wasn't in my class, really, but, you know, I'd done a business on him. I'm punching out.
How well do you feel at the age of 30? I mean, it's a second, a third time, life again?
I feel great. I feel better than ever. You know, I've trained hard. I feel more dedicated within myself. And this is my big aim, is to be the first Welshman to regain our world title. That's my big aim.
Against Nassim Hamad, I know you've got a little bit of a grudge there, haven't you?
Oh, definitely. You know, the last my fault, I won 100%. But I'd like to get a version of the world title and then unify against Hamad. That's my big aim. But I don't mind going straight for Nas, whatever. The way my power, the way I'm punching now, I don't think no featherweight to take them shots.
Any plans then? Which version?
Any version, anyone. I don't mind. Any of the champions. I like the WBC or maybe WBA. I don't mind.
Steve Robinson is ready and back.
No problem. Cheers.
Thanks for talking to us.
How nice to see him with a smile on his face, enjoying his work. And all the troubles he's had, Barry, over the last couple of years just drop away from his shoulders, it seems now.
Yeah,
what did you think of that?
He deserves it. To be quite honest, I thought that Kratzev didn't put up a great deal of resistance. He didn't show a lot of resolve. But having said that, you know, he done the job well, Robinson, and he looked good and he looked impressive. And as I say, he's got his ambition back. He really wants to win again. And you know, he's a determined guy. He's a good liver. He trains hard. He's dedicated and he's committed. There's no, as Jim said earlier, he's no real flash about him. He's just a dedicated, hard worker, tenacious kid who puts a lot of effort into it, and it pays off. And it paid off tonight.
Good demonstration of body punching, your favourite subject.
Yeah, I thought he worked the body very well. He jabbed the head and he moved to the body very quickly, and he realised that he was softer and didn't like the body shots. And you know, you can sense that very quickly as a fighter. You know when a guy's not liking around the stomach, and that was a clip on the side of the head. It half hit him on the head, but the body shots are the ones that done the damage. And what he's doing from time to time, you don't see it now, but he's breaking through the guard too. He's actually getting through the elbows. That's another clip to the head, as it was the last time, but he's actually breaking through and getting into the body. That's a shot of the first angle again, and he then just put him, backed him up in the corner and just pummeled him away. Again, body shots, occasional head punches, but really concentrating on the solar plexus.
Now, Barry, to the fan, he doesn't look any different now to when he was 28 or 27 or 26.
Well, he's aged well, he's well preserved, and as I say again, he's a good liver, trains really hard, doesn't spar too much out of competition. When he's coming close to a fight, he starts to spar and get himself into shape, but he trains diligently and he lives the good life, and that's why he's in good shape. He's well preserved.
Let's hope it could all happen again for Robinson, former WBO champion, of course. Just a reminder about our big world title action coming up this weekend. We have news of a change of opponent here. Saturday fight night will now be Ryan Rhodes against Jason Matthews for the WBO world middleweight title. Matthews in as a late replacement today for the German Bert Schenk, who has withdrawn reportedly with a back injury. But for British fans, I would suggest to you a much, much more exciting match. Rhodes-Matthews for the WBO world middleweight title, Saturday fight night at 9 this Saturday night. Dean Pithie, Coventry's hero, in the ring a little later on here live. Time now to show you one of the other youngsters beginning to come through here in Coventry. It's funny how it happens. Once you get one or two from a city, everybody starts to crowd in and you create a little bit of a feeling for boxing. That's happening here in Coventry now. This is Mark Payne, the 23-year-old. 5 straight wins for him at super bantamweight. His opponent earlier tonight, John Barnes from Sunderland. Let's pick up the action with Jim and Adam.
Well, you'd think this chap was the main event by the rapturous welcome he got from the Coventry crowd here. Local favourite Mark Payne, a real pleasing puncher for the fans here, who battles away in the old school fashion. A busy sort who should be exciting against John Barnes, not the dazzling former Liverpool winger, but a fighter from Sunderland who has not, as yet, forced the fans to leave their seats. Barnes has never knocked anyone down or been knocked down, but he has won 4 of 5 and is a concise boxer. Payne is 5-5. Good to see 2 up-and-coming fighters meeting early. Barnes in all white, Payne in the white with the blue and red trim. Already landing, Mark Payne. He can really bang this chap. No pain on the back of his shorts. And there's a bit of a buzz up here about this young chap.
Yeah, I can see why he sets about his business straight away. He's a little bit wild. The big punchers have to be careful that they don't run out of steam. You can't keep throwing big shots if they're not landing, and I think he's a little bit inclined to do that. Barnes, a fairly tough nut, as you've already said, never been dropped. So Payne just wants to take his time, try a couple of moves out, find a way to get close, rather than just swing the big shots wildly.
Well, that's what he's doing at the moment. Very wild, Mark Payne. No knockouts, as we said on the record of John Barnes. So Mark Payne won't worry about just bustling forward. He stopped 4, Payne. Dave Travers, David Jeffrey, Danny Lawson and Stevie Quinn with 1 shot.
See, Barnes looks fairly solid, he looks good defensively. So really Payne wants to just take his time, as I say, try things out. He's just a little bit too crude at the moment, just swinging wildly, has to settle down.
Yes, it's an intriguing one, this one. There's John Barnes with Tommy Conroy in his corner.
See, I think Payne just a little bit over-anxious to please the fans. A little bit crude, wasted a lot of punches. He maybe just a bit nicked around on work rate, but made a lot of mistakes. Barnes, very controlled, nice tight defence. He was kind of forced back for most of the round just with the sheer momentum of Payne. But Payne really has to do a little bit more thinking and slow down on the punching maybe.
Second round, Mark Payne of Coventry. He wore the football cap into the ring and got a tremendous round from the fans here.
That was a good right-hand shot there. I think that proves to us that Barnes can take a shot, because that was a beauty. A little bit of damage in Payne's right eye.
There's a bit of a graze he picked up, which has opened up slightly. He does take a couple, Payne, as well, but he is heavy-handed. Trainer Joe Montague was raving about Payne when I saw him last night. Left hand just caught John Barnes and encourages Payne.
Yeah, he's doubling the left hand nice there. Left uppercut, left hook. Showing a little bit more imagination in the second round here. He's settled down slightly.
As Jim says, they must watch that they don't tire these big punchers. Steve Murray, a big hitter, the lightweight division coming up. Likes to go all out, but has been the distance the last couple of times. Crowd love it. The crowd are on their feet here, urging Payne to go forward. But Barnes is standing his ground.
But that was good action from Payne, good quality punch. Getting his weight behind the shots and not wasting any movement. Still very aggressive, but a lot more control in his work now.
Was the 96 Midlands ABA Featherweight champion, Payne. He had a very hard fight with Stephen Oates, another one who likes to scrap. although this is at featherweight. That could be quite an exciting contest down the road. Barnes having a few problems getting his punches off.
Yeah, he's been pinned on his back foot for most of this round. But it's just, Payne has really set a pace. I know it's only a short fight, but you don't want to be wasting shots. But this is far more control in this round, an impressive round so far for Payne.
He might have a cut, Mark Payne, but he's getting the job done here.
Yeah, some impressive work that round. A lot more control, picking the shot, thinking more about what he's doing. Still throwing a lot of shots, still showing a lot of aggression. Yeah, that was far. Barnes forced onto the defensive really for virtually the whole round. Couldn't get any momentum or leverage into his own shots simply because of the work rate of Payne. A nice little bit of imagination here, the double left hook up. Yep, very good round for Mark Payne.
Third round here, just wiping some water away from Mark Payne's corner. And the two boxers go head-to-head again. Payne from Coventry with a big, big following here. Up against John Barnes, who just took a little of a wobble.
I think that was just slipping on the water in the corner. It wasn't a punch, but as soon as that happened, Payne was pounced on him like a lion straight away. But it wasn't a punch that caused that.
Definitely was. A little bit slippery over in that corner. But that's the only indication a puncher needs to see his man in any sort of trouble. Bit of blood from the nose also of John Barnes, who turned professional in October '97 with a couple of points wins over Nicky Wilders and Sean Grant. Lost his third fight, won his fourth, and then took a 12-month gap out of the ring. Came back to outpoint Simon Chambers, and now he's got a fight on his hands here with Mark Payne.
I actually wonder the way Payne doubles the left, if he is left-handed. I mean, most of his powerful shots seem to come from the left. He likes to double body and head. So that's a big advantage of a fighter who's doing most of the work with his stronger hand.
Yes, from the orthodox stance, Payne, but he does seem to have that big left. And Barnes has been strong, to give him credit, from Sunderland. Like Billy Hardy, that other tough featherweight. Bit more blood on the left cheek of Mark Payne.
It's just the difference in power between the two. Barnes just can't make any impression whatsoever in Payne.
Just been hunting him around the ring. He doesn't mind if he misses a couple of blows, Mark Payne. He just wants to wear you down. Body shots going in.
This is a good performance from Payne. Barnes is a more than decent opponent.
There's Mark Payne, in his corner Neil Tomlinson, Johnny Griffin. body shots. That's the story of the fight, really. Mark Payne has just landed more. But to give John Barnes credit, he has not folded. He's done well to stand up to them.
Yeah, well, again, most of the good stuff coming from Payne. Reckless first round, but from then on, really nice control, nice accurate punching, good all-round boxing. And as I said, against a decent opponent, Barnes knows all the basics, good defence.
Final round here at featherweight. Mark Payne in the white trunks with the blue and red trim, heavily on top against Sunderland's John Barnes in the all-white. And how the crowd would like a stoppage within the last 3 minutes. Payne, who works just down the road in Longford on aeroplane parts, making aeroplane and car parts. That's his other job. And he's got some strength in the ring and may be able to go up towards some sort of title level. He'll certainly get the fans in. And it's good that he's facing, in John Barnes, the man that's won 4 of 5. Again, the left hooks whipped round underneath the elbow of Barnes.
Yep, a few times Barnes has tried to stand his ground and fire back, but Payne's prepared to take a couple of shots and just blast through. This has been a good little battle. Really enjoyed this one.
Well, last time out, Mark Payne gave away a stone to fight Arv Mitu at the last minute because he'd sold so many tickets they had to get him somebody, and he didn't mind. Looks like he'd have a war with anyone, this chap. A bit left-handed, a bit too much.
Well, it seems to be his favoured hand. As I said in the previous round, although he's orthodox, he looks to be left-handed. But no, I don't mind that. I mean, he's shown good variety with his body and head. It certainly seems to be his favoured hand.
Again, traps Barnes in the corner. And back on the ropes. Barnes comes back with a left of his own. Well done to the Sunderland fighter for weathering this. He'll surely now make it to the bell. The crowd don't want him to. Listen to them.
Well, again, Barnes shows what a good chin he's got. That was a solid left hook he took there. He's feeling fairly tired here. This has been a real hectic battle for him. Doing well. I really want to see him going the distance.
Never gone down, John Barnes. And he's not going to. Mark Payne will get the decision. It was relatively one-sided, but a good little fight for a packed house here in Coventry. Mark Payne makes it 6 out of 6. His second points victory, and milks the applause. There's his sky blue hat on again. A better success rate, more thrown, more landed. That's why he won.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of boxing, referee Lee Cook has scored that contest for Barnes 37 points and for Payne 40 points. Your winner and still undefeated from the beautiful city of Coventry, Mark Payne.
That was the beautiful city of Coventry. They're developing quite a nice little pack of fighters. He looks quite a prospect, doesn't he?
Very good prospect, attractive to a winning, very good. I better watch what I'm saying here. He's a good prospect. He's a tidy little boxer, good puncher, likes to come forward, attack the body, attractive to watch, and brings a great support with him. The sort of guy a promoter loves to have.
Picking up on your earlier point about hometown advantage and what it can mean, when you are a young fighter, is it a good idea to keep building the reputation at home?
Oh, without doubt. I mean, boxing, the support for boxing is tribal. They follow their home supporters, they like to go and support them, they like to follow them, they like to have a connection with them. It's like anything else, they like to have an affinity with the actual fighters in the ring, so it's great to get them on at home as often as possible.
I'd certainly say there's a tribal element supporting Dean Pithie here in Coventry tonight, but he's got to go in there on his own to right all his recent setbacks. For this one, a change in the camp. Adam Smith reporting.
Dean Pithie's career is on the line. The brilliant amateur rests on the verge of professional disaster after falling apart twice in 12 months. Firstly to Gary Thornhill from a body shot, and then to Andrew Matabola, who he now faces in a crucial rematch.
If something frightening happens to you today, think about it. It may be a warning. It may be the omen.
So he's turned to the original Omen, who's used to coming back from a bad night. Spencer Oliver has bravely battled from death's door to take on his first training mission. Together, Pithie and Oliver are fighting back from adversity. They've been teaming up every morning to tackle Hampstead Heath.
I've been coming down here for 6 weeks, you know, getting up at 6, coming over the heath, doing the running and that.
And it's mental as well, you know.
Yeah,
I feel a lot more. I think before he was, you know, maybe not right upstairs, but now we sort of, you know.
Have you done that?
He's just by telling him, you know, where he was going right and where he was going wrong, and he realises it now. It's 90% mental, 10% physical, if you like.
Dean Pithie on form should destroy him. Yep.
Is that all you can hit him with? Is that all you can hit him with? That's not going to knock him over, Dean. That's not going to knock him over.
Pithie's always possessed talent, the last man to beat Naz. He's had a former world champion in Charlie Magri to continually guide him, and has looked extremely impressive, including against Matabola last time. Totally confident, so why did he just collapse?
By the halfway mark, he'd run out of gas. He had nothing left, did you?
Nah.
You know, you'll definitely see a different Dean Pithie on the night.
What have the two of you been working on in the gym?
Just my defence and, like, you know, just sitting on my feet when I'm throwing my punches.
Before he was throwing his hands were coming from down by his waist. It's just like the wrong thing to do at that level. You got, you know, he had to be tucked up a lot more, especially his style of fighting. He had to be there and a lot more tighter. So
do you feel improved?
Oh yeah, 100% more.
Many times the rematches go the same way. This one isn't going to go anything like it.
Not at all.
I hope not, because it looks bad on me if it does.
Nice smile. Spencer Oliver live in the dressing room now. He's been paying last attentions to Pithie, but Spencer, just break off for a moment. I believe one or two from the Cronk gym are looking at you. Very promising.
Yeah, no, he's definitely looking very good tonight, Paul. He's you know, nice and relaxed and focused, and he knows what he's got to do, and I'm sure he's going to win this fight.
Now, Spencer, it's all very well doing all the work, which we would expect you to be very thorough in your preparations, but you've been there. It's a different thing, every boxer will tell you, in the last minutes before the bell goes.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, but like I said to you, Dean watched the video with me a few times. He knows where he went wrong, and he knows what he's got to do, and you'll definitely see a different Dean Pithie tonight.
Just enlighten us on what were the reasons, as far as the Pithie camp were concerned, why things went wrong.
He just went out there and he was trying to impress the crowd too much. He went out there and you know, he went hammer and tongs for the first 7 rounds, and he just ran out of gas. But tonight he's going to pick his punches a lot more and switch the attacks to the body and slowly break Matabola down. But he's trained for a 12-round fight, and he realises now that he's got to go 12 rounds to beat this guy, because he just tried to get rid of him early. He tried to do a better job than Steve Robinson done, and it didn't pay off for him.
As we've been pointing out, Spencer, it's been a swift fall from grace to this point for Dean Pithie. Is he looking right now beyond this job tonight, or have you tried to stress to him, you must take care of business tonight? There's no point looking beyond this.
Yeah, he's definitely not looking beyond this at all. He knows that you know, it's sort of a make or break fight for him, and he's got to win this WBC international title, and then he can go on to look for, you know, British titles and maybe even European titles. But first things first, and he's not looking beyond the WBC international at the moment. He just wants to win this title.
Thought you'd have had him diving in that lake in Hampstead.
He has been doing a little bit of it, but it was a bit close to the fight last time we went over there. So
any excuse will do.
Yeah, any excuse. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Speak to you later. Good luck tonight.
Thanks.
The problem for Pithie, Barry, obviously last time out against Matabola, an excellent start, and again he looked so impressive for the first 3, 4, 5 rounds, but the tank went to empty very quickly.
Yeah, it did. He started off like in a blaze of thunder and was able to drop Matabola and have him in dire straits, as we see here.
And from what we're gleaning now, egged on by the crowd, overfired up by the home crowd, the point you made earlier tonight.
That's exactly the point. I mean, the crowd can be either good for you or bad for you, but you've got to be able to control it. If he can't control it tonight, the same thing could happen. This guy's a tough, durable opponent, and he's been around a long time, and he proved in the last fight that he could soak up the punishment and come back. And Pithie's got to be, his defence has got to be tighter, he's got to be more controlled, he's got to release his own aggression and power in a more controlled way and not go out full blast at the beginning and fall apart like he did in the last fight. He didn't get hit with such. What worries me about Pithie, Paul, is that he falls apart when he gets hit. I mean, he just falls to pieces. He doesn't show like he slightly crumbled. He just falls apart.
Is that morale or is that technique?
Well, I think it's, is it, and this is the question, is he the fact that he hasn't got a good chin? Is it the fact that he hasn't got a good chin and he hasn't got good stamina? And those are the questions we don't know yet. This guy's full of confidence, and he was going to come out there and try and repeat what he done the last time. And it's up to Dean to be able to control this guy early on and wear him down later on and win the fight, either on points or late stoppage.
To sum it up though, Barry, is Matabola favourite starting this tonight?
Without a doubt. In the light of the two defeats against him last time and against Gary Thornhill, you've got to make this guy a slight favourite. But Boxing News picks Dean Pithie, and I'll go with Pithie, but I'm not very confident about it.
Thank you, Barry. It could be a little classic here in Coventry tonight. The main event after the break. There's more live cricket for you this week here on Sky Sports. Another 2 live matches. Tuesday, Durham against Derby in the CGU National League, and on Thursday, Kent take on New Zealand in the Vodafone Challenge Series. So live cricket for you this week on Sky Sports. Live tonight in Coventry, packed to the rafters here at the Coventry Sports Centre, and it is extremely hot. Anything will be useful by way of cooling. Demanding conditions for the supporters, to say nothing of the boxers or the judges. Top of the bill, Matabola against Pithie at super featherweight. John MacDonald.
Well, sports fans and Sky fans, here we go then. It's the fight of the night. The main event, and would you please welcome to the ring now, the challenger from the Premiership city of Coventry, Dean Pithie.
Just look at this support. Just listen to this crowd. Whatever happens in the next hour at this packed Coventry Sports Centre will define the future of the city's talented local hero, Dean Pithie. Sky blue colours, but caught in the blackest of holes after his homecoming here in February turned into a nightmare defeat. And this time he told me it's tunnel vision, fighting for his future and not for the friends he was playing to before. Dean says he will hear none of these jeers, and as he enters the ring, look how focused he is on enacting revenge on Andrew Matabola in a must-win situation. He knows it, but will he thrive on his own confidence, or will he waver under the pressure? It's always been a mental battle with Dean Pithie, but if he folds again, it is over. He will not hear the noise around him. That's what he's been saying.
And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the champion from Johannesburg in the Republic of South Africa, Andrew Matabola.
as I have seen around fight time. The South African is simply buzzing with self-belief and not the slightest bit concerned about this partisan crowd. They're booing. Why should he worry? 5 months ago he arrived a big underdog, soaked up Pithie's attacks and sprung on him the second he sensed the Coventry man was falling apart. He's been over here for a week already and is so relaxed. He was even sitting at the very next table to Pithie for supper last night. His pre-fight meal this morning was bacon and eggs. He looked up and smiled and said, "It's the business." What about the fight, I asked him. It will be hard, but the same result. The tale of the tape. Matabola, the older man by 4 years. The slight height advantage, the slight weight advantage, the slight reach advantage over Pithie. Matabola made his debut 11 years ago, Pithie much more recently. Matabola has the experience, he's boxed more. Look at that knockout percentage though, it's pretty even, Stevens. This is going to be close.
My lords, ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event. Ringside Boxing Promotions proudly present the WBC International Super Featherweight Championship, sponsored here by Acclaim Entertainment. And we welcome our viewers joining us here on Sky Sports Big Time Boxing. All the officials have been appointed by the World Boxing Council in association with the British Boxing Board of Control. Our supervisor, Charles Giles of Birmingham. Our 3 scoring judges here at ringside. Firstly, Judge Larry O'Connell of Kent, Judge Terry O'Connor of Birmingham, and our 3rd judge, Jose Pasemar from Spain. Our referee in charge of the action from Italy is Sergio Silve. Our timekeeper of the bell from Sutton Coldfield is Brian Heath. They are the officials, here are the contestants. Firstly, and introducing to you the challenger. He's fighting out of the blue corner. He's wearing the blue trunks trimmed with light blue. He weighed in at 9 stone, 3.5 pounds. He brings a 19-fight record, 16 wins, 8 by way of knockout, 2 losses and 1 draw. He comes to the ring as the former ABA champion and former WBO Intercontinental Super Featherweight champion from the Premiership city of Coventry, Pithie. And across the ring, the champion. He's fighting out of the red corner. He's wearing the black trunks and weighed in at 9 stone, 3.75 pounds. He brings a 35 record, 22 wins, 14 by knockout, 6 losses and 2 draw. He comes to the ring as the former South African Featherweight champion and the current WBC International Super Featherweight champion from Johannesburg in the Republic of South Africa, Andrew Matabola. So, sports fans and Sky fans, here we go then, 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC International Super Featherweight Championship.
I remember you a correct fight, eh? Bob, for you, good luck.
So talented, so turbulent, whatever is ticking through Dean Pithie's mind could mean win a future or lose a career here tonight. He knows Matabola can beat him. Will he be able to block that out? His promoter Jess Harding has taken this big gamble of throwing him straight back in rather than taking an easier route, because he wants to know, as much as we want to know, whether at 25 Dean Pithie is still a marketable asset. A decade ago, Pithie beat Nassim Hamad, but today, as the Prince counts his riches, and his last conqueror in the amateurs fights not to become a pauper in the professional ranks. Pithie in the blue of Coventry says he will pace himself, keep his hands up and box sensibly. Matabola in the black shorts says he doesn't mind whether Pithie starts fast or slow, that he will push him to the last minute of the last round. It only went 8 last time, but it was intense and intriguing. Will this rematch repeat, Jim?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's always a fairly daunting task facing someone who has already stopped you. But the good news for Pithie, I think up to the stoppage, he had proved that he was the better technician, he was the better fighter, better puncher, better variety. But he just purely run out of steam. So I think the main thing here is that he doesn't run out of steam again. He paces himself, makes his punches count, he just thinks what he's doing. He realises this guy's very tough, and early stoppage should not be part of his plans. But just conserve energy, make the punches count, don't waste any.
He's not rushing in. That must be the first good sign. He was so far ahead last time. 6, 7 rounds on the cards until in the 8th he fell apart.
I mean, I feel that Pithie is good enough to do a job on this fellow, a real job on him. He proved the last time he could have done that. But when you run out of gas in a boxing ring, it's a very lonely place. And the calibre of the opponent doesn't matter too much. If he has strength and you don't, then it's all over.
Pithie must pace himself extremely well. It's a confident start. And he says he's getting that confidence from Spencer Oliver, the former European Super Bantamweight champion, who he's brought on board for this fight. They've been spending basically 15 hours a day together for the last 6 weeks. Spencer thinks it's just the mental battle with Pithie, that he's got the talent, and he should know. He boxed with him in the amateurs for England. But Matabola showed last time how cool he was. He's a smart boxer, and he must have some tremendous confidence behind him after taking home that WBC international belt in February.
That's the first job on Pithie's tonight.
Welcome back to Dean Pithie's corner here in buzzing Coventry. They really want him to win this crowd. Good start?
Yeah, excellent start, very controlled. You were saying that Matabola is very confident. I was just about to say that the main job, or the first job for Pithie, is to dent that confidence. Just do what he's doing now, just grind out, make sure the punches are accurate, the landing, and just put a little dent in this fellow.
Second round, challenger and local favourite Dean Pithie in the blue shorts of his beloved Coventry. Andrew Matabola from Kempton Park, Johannesburg, South Africa. Calls himself Pretty Boy. He may not be as good as the super featherweight Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather, but he's not bad. And Pithie has got to be careful. He has that reach advantage too, Matabola. Pithie must work his way past that jab.
Well, again, the early signs that Pithie is the better boxer of the two, sharper. Good idea to keep pushing this fellow onto his back foot though.
Let's not forget that for the first 6 rounds of their battle last time, Matabola looked resilient but pretty ineffective. It was one-way traffic. Jess Harding right next to us at ringside. Tell him what a left hand from Dean Pithie, straight on the button. I don't know whether Matabola knows where he is. He gets up, the count's at 7.
I said in the first round that I felt Pithie could do a job on this fella, but I have to be honest, that has even stunned me. I thought I would have beaten him totally convincingly, maybe stopped him around the halfway stage because I felt he was a better fighter than Matabola, but that has really shocked me. A lovely left-hand punch, and he did the right thing, followed up on it, gave it all he had, and the referee stopped it immediately. Wonderful performance from Dean Pithie.
Look how happy Spencer Oliver is. He was the man that has helped guide Dean Pithie through this last 6 weeks. The smiles are all round here at ringside. What a night for Spencer Oliver. What a night for Dean Pithie. The best so far. Look at the two of them together. Pithie makes it 17 wins out of 20. That could be his most important. He's in line to challenge Charlie Shepherd, the British Super Featherweight champion, and he may just be able to dream of the world scene once again. Let's look at the finish.
Exactly the kind of finish that he needed. A one punch, down it goes. Didn't go looking for the knockout punch. It came of its own accord, perfectly timed. Just bent the legs, bang, bang on the button. And that one really shook the champion up, and he never had a chance to recover from that. Bang, just got the hip and shoulder right into that punch and landed perfectly on the button.
Here's the finish, Jim. Matabola, his feet were gone, his mind was gone, and Pithie went for it.
Yep, and the referee's right on top of it. You can see that Matabola coming back with nothing, quite right to stop the fight. He hadn't recovered from the knockdown punch. And Pithie knew it was all or nothing here, didn't think about conserving energy. He knew he was on the verge of victory, and that's how it turned out.
It shocked everybody at ringside. No one predicted that. Jess Harding can't believe it in the ring. We can't believe it at ringside. But what a tremendous victory for Coventry's Dean Pithie. Listen to how happy the crowd are.
Well, Pithie badly needed a confidence booster. A struggling points victory wouldn't have done much for him. But he couldn't hope for better than that. Devastating finish, lovely performance, lovely boxing in the first round, didn't make a single mistake. A real excellent night's work for him.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 minutes and 3 seconds of the second round. The referee has stopped the contest. The winner and the new WEC International Super Featherweight champion from the Premiership city of Coventry, Dean Pithie. And let's show your appreciation of a very game boxer indeed, Andrew Matabola. To present the championship belt, we call upon our fight supervisor this evening, Charles Giles.
I'm sure that belt feels nice for Pithie, but that's only part of the bonus. That was very quick and very convincing, and didn't his little lap of honour, exultant around the ring, sum the whole thing up. All the weeks of hard work paying off, and surely not even Dean Pithie kind of believed that it would be that quick and that convincing. So, smiles all round. Promoter, manager, new trainer, they're all making their way out. They're all on cloud nine. But it's Pithie's night, and he's had to wait and suffer for a while. So let's give him centre stage now. Adam's getting ready to have a word with him.
Dean Pithie, the question's simple. Your greatest ever night?
Oh, unbelievable. I can't believe it. It's like to thank all the crowd, you know, for like coming to support me again, and like thank Charlie, Spencer and Joe. Jez, I wouldn't have done it without him, because he got me the rematch of him. So I'm just buzzing now at the moment.
You told me beforehand you were going to block the crowd out. How did you do that?
I just focus, like Spencer says, look, stay relaxed, don't listen to any of the crowd. Just go in there, pick your punches, and this time I listened. Last time I didn't listen, so.
But Spencer said it was going to go 12 rounds. No one predicted that.
Nah. I was just planting my feet a lot more. Instead of like going and rushing in like a lunatic and trying to take him out, I just pick my shots, wait for the opening, and boom, it happened.
And he never recovered from that first knockdown?
Nah, not at all. I hit him in that left hook, and I took it out of him. I knew he was hurt really bad. And, I looked over the corner, Charlie and Spencer says, look, on him. So I knew straight away just to go in there, go for the kill.
Do you feel just as stronger mentally and physically as a fighter now?
I feel a lot stronger now, I really do. You know, I've cut no corners. I've been down over the Hampstead Heath with Spencer in the mornings, in the gym with Charlie in afternoons. Joe's been helping me when I've been up here, and you know, everything's just fell into place tonight. I just can't believe it. I'm buzzing.
Now you can think about your future. Who would it be? Charlie Shepherd for the British title, maybe?
Yeah, if he vacates, I'll leave that to Jez to say the truth.
You don't care, you just get on with it?
I don't care, I'm just buzzing at the moment.
What are you going to do now?
I don't know. Pissed, I think.
Go and have a good night, Dean. Well done.
Cheers, mate.
He's supposed to be an athlete, isn't he? Sorry. I like his honesty anyway. All right, well done to Pithie and to the crew there. Thoughts of Barry on that performance when we come back, and more live action from Coventry. It's a youngster turning professional tonight in his hometown. He'll be live next. Jim Twite is the name. That's after the break. Dean Pithie came into the ring in Coventry tonight carrying a whole weight of pressure, but one big left hook in the second round and it all started to lift so quickly. Andrew Matabola backed up onto the ropes and the referee stepping in with Matabola under severe fire. Pithie is back, a second round stoppage. He's regained so much lost ground and so quickly in just 4 minutes of action. How quickly things can turn in boxing. What do you make of it, Barry?
Well, I'll tell you what I made about it. His attitude was different this time. He prepared properly. Preparation's everything. He was cool. He was calm. He has his tactics sorted out before he got into the ring. He knew to control the crowd. When he hurt him, he knew he could finish him. He dropped him before. He knew that if the opportunity arose again, as soon as he nailed him, he just clicked into gear, didn't lose his composure, knew there was enough time in the round left, and just hit him with nice, clean, accurate punches. And if we see it, if we have a look at what's actually happened, when he hits him with this left, it's not a great powerful punch. He misses with the right, bang, steps forward with the left, hits him right down the nose, right down the pipe, stuns him. It's the worst place to get hit. And he knows that when he gets to his feet again, you can see it again, watch, he propels himself with the right, bang, hits him right on the point of the nose and has him in dire straits here. Now when he gets to his feet, he doesn't go mad. Watch how accurate, and watch him, he's intense. All his punches are just hitting the target. And you don't have to throw every one of these punches, don't have to be knockout punches. All you got to do is to hit him accurately. And this is what he does. Now watch how many times his head goes back. Look, straight through the guard, look, back of his neck, you can see his shuddering. Tremendous accuracy, he done it right this time.
How good a performance was that from Pithie? I'm not trying to diffuse the emotion surrounding this victory, but it's my job to put things, or to attempt to try to put things into perspective.
And that is important. You got to remember that this guy's been stopped before, and Steve Robinson stopped him a couple of years ago, or a year ago, in 5 rounds. But the difference is that I know Pithie can do this again and again and again, and he knows he can. Preparation for a fight is not just about going in there and throwing loads of big powerful punches early on and running out of steam. It's about controlling yourself and releasing your punches in a controlled manner and using your tactics right, and that way he can win the fight.
What about Pithie's point about planting his feet? Is that what you saw evidence of?
I didn't see anything different than I've seen before. I've just seen his attitude was different, and I think Spencer Oliver has, obviously a great deal to do with that. Attitude is very important. Mental approach, condition. He's got to go away and prepare for bigger fights.